Mason,
Yes, sir.
you want to hear a story?
Depends. Is it funny?
It was funny to me.
Okay.
So, a friend of mine asked me and Joe and then our friend Bobby to come work on a house. This was earlier in the summer, and he was saying that they were expanding the master closet and master bedroom by kind of deleting one room to add it to the master closet, and then where the existing closet was, they got rid of it to expand the master bedroom square footage, some other stuff that was going on there. So we came to look at this house, and he told me, he's like, hey, I just want to let you know that whoever did the work before us, this was a true flip. And so here's what we started to realize. When the people had gone through and put like the new flooring in and new baseboard in before we had gotten there, instead of yanking the old baseboard off, putting the new baseboard on, they took their larger baseboard, shoved it on top of the new one at an angle, just nailed it on, caulked it to the wall. So now we're being asked to, like, since wall configuration is changing, we've got to tie stuff in, but now we're having to be like, all right, it's at an angle, some of the old baseboard is still there, so cut stuff off, do stuff like that. The other thing was, since door locations were changing, we had to install interior doors. These were not 2x4 walls though. These were 2x3 walls. And your typical doors are 4.5 inches wide because they take into consideration 3.5 inches of wood, 1/2 inch of drywall on each side, 4.5. Well, now we're an inch shorter. So we had to take the doors outside, snap lines on these doors with a chalk line, then take a circular saw and cut an inch all the way around the perimeter of the frame of the door just to be able to install it correctly. The whole thing, like, there was other stuff we got into with this house, like they wanted a custom closet done, and a lot of it was just piecing back stuff that was like, hey, can you make this match, because it's a shit show with what we have existing. And
Did you make it work?
Yeah, it was hilarious, but we did it. So
Stupid fix and flippers.
yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
It was one of those things too where the lady would we told her, like, hey, like, we have a tendency to work late, and she's like, okay, that's fine. We're like, no, like, we'll leave at like 8 p.m. sometimes. She's like, that's okay. And we're just like, wanted to be upfront with you. So
Nice.
it was hilarious. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, nothing like people getting into night clothes while we're still working. You gonna stop running power tools soon?
That'd be a pretty sight.
Yeah.
No, not this one.
All right. For us, it's Black Friday. What'd you guys do Thanksgiving?
Nothing. Well, I mean, we had Thanksgiving over at the house. My wife cooked. My dad was over. My sister brought the baby over, which was nice. And then I attempted to clean out the disaster of a garage to get to the old Christmas decorations.
Oh, you guys just said, screw it. We're not even through the day, and we're going to start throwing them up.
No, I had to clean out the garage before we could get to them. It was a disaster. I got to them, so now all the boxes are out. Now we eventually will hang up everything. Nothing special.
Hopefully you get into your new house before then, right? Or you
Yeah,
just take
yeah.
all shit from the garage to the new house.
Yeah, no, this is like stuff from when I used to grow up. This is not even our stuff. All our stuff's packed up still at the pods unit. So it's fun stuff.
Nice.
I recommend living with your dad, with your wife and 2 kids. It's awesome.
Joe?
We did some fishing, and instead
Where?
of catching anything, Papago Park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so not the best, but not the worst. I guess they restocked some rainbow trout there, but I caught none of it. Actually, I got rid of all of the line off my reel and had to tie in early because I had a really bad bird's nest, and then I cast it into some weeds. So I had to leave. I didn't even get to drink an entire water bottle.
Did you lose a lure?
I lost a bobber and the hook with some catfish bait on it. And that was about it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it happens.
Yeah, I'm a spinner guy. Can't do bait casters, so no expensive lures for me yet.
Joe, I hate to throw off your little laptop situation, but you might want to pull the microphone a little closer.
Oh, okay, hold on. Yeah, don't worry. We're gonna get this straightened out.
Scott, what'd you do?
Just normal Thanksgiving stuff. 10:35, so getting old. That's kind of what I figured out here soon.
You're 35 now?
35, dude.
Oh yeah, happy birthday,
I
dude.
know my calendar
Wait,
didn't
happy
text
birthday?
you. I don't know
When?
why.
Yesterday.
Long.
Oh,
On
dude,
Thanksgiving.
happy
Yeah,
birthday.
thank you. Yeah, so yeah, that was really about it. Just hung out with the family, celebrated birthday, and yeah, we're gonna get Christmas stuff going too. We just bought a new stupid tree.
What'd you get for your birthday?
A bottle of this. Notice how this one's already almost gone, but I got this and then some wine and then a couple other things. So
Let's hear about the tree, though. Real or fake?
it's fake,
All right.
definitely fake.
Pre-lit.
Pre-lit. It's
It's the only way to go.
has the snow on it. You know, the white one, the white snow on it. So time for a new tree.
We're getting a real tree this year because our
Have
tree
fun
is
with that.
packed away.
That's gonna be messy.
Yeah, kids have never done it before, so it'll be nice. Although I did convince them that we have to go up north and chop it down ourselves.
Nice.
Dude,
So
I
they're
had 2
excited.
fake trees before, and my dog pissed on both of them. Okay, so I
Real-
didn't want to
real
try and
trees?
get a real tree. No, they were fake.
Oh.
Okay, the fake tree, so I didn't want to try and get a real one because I know what's going to happen to that one.
Some pretty good fake trees, then.
Apparently something was on them that he liked, so
Yeah, the review is there, man. It's in.
Yeah. I hate the people who are snobs for real trees. Where they're like, it's real trees or nothing. It's like, you know what's really nice? So when I go to set up my tree and it's pre-lit and it's fake, I go, here's 1, 2, 3, done. We're gonna throw ornaments on it, make some hot cocoa, and we're set. That's it.
Wait, how do you guys put lights on your trees?
They're already
Pre-lit.
on
it's
there.
pretty lit.
Well, I mean, yeah, pre-lit trees, but when you have to hang lights on, like, how are you going to hang your lights?
Oh, just wrap them around. Old school status.
You got to go top to bottom. Walk
Oh.
around the tree and go top to bottom. It's easier to get it on that way.
Like vertical?
Yep, vertical.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds way easier.
Nah.
It is way
Wrap
easier.
them, spiral
No, can't.
too.
It's bad. It takes forever. It doesn't look as good. You got to try vertical.
Okay, well, you can come over and help.
I will.
/ do it.
I'm going to say this right now. Whoever's a 12-foot ladder needs to come up to my house because I definitely have to put lights up, and I'm not looking forward to getting my butt up there
Oh,
on the outside.
Do we have a new job, Thaddeus?
You might, dude. You might. I keep seeing all these signs in the neighborhoods like, hey, hire us to come do your Christmas lights. I'm like, dear God, I don't want to spend any more money. But
yeah. Thaddeus and then we'll do it pro bono.
pro bono,
Just put it on Instagram.
Yeah.
that works.
Once we get our 12-foot ladder. So
No, we'll just stack up 6-footers, dude. No
Yeah.
big deal.
just duct tape them together. I've got the OSHA handbook, and that was in there. As long as
I
you
think
wrap the duct tape twice,
Yeah.
you're good.
I've got a 10-foot ladder.
Dude, I got one of those. I still can't get my ass up there.
We'll
Okay.
Dude,
just-
I'm already scared as it is. I have a busted Achilles. You think I want to get my 200-pound butt up on the ladder and try and
Oh,
pull
how
lights up?
long are we gonna play that Achilles card?
As long as I can. Until it starts feeling better, bro.
God, jeez, dude, my leg.
Yeah. That's why I didn't do so hot on Thanksgiving for football.
I had a turkey bowl.
No, when we played for the office.
That's
Oh, I thought you had your own separate turkey bowl
No, I didn't go.
because like everybody else did.
Dude, I didn't do anything. No, I slept in.
Yeah. Raise your hand if you won the turkey bowl.
Oh,
Yeah,
geez,
it's a
dude,
slice of humble pie right
dang.
there.
Yeah.
Shut up. I can't even say anything. I suck. So it's all good.
It's my Achilles, man. What's
Yeah,
up?
I couldn't run.
It was fun though.
Yeah, it was fun. Definitely.
Yeah.
What about you?
We usually go down to Tucson. I've got an aunt and uncle down there, so we see all the cousins, and then we've got some other family that's in Phoenix. So basically, we all migrate down there for the day, and we do kind of the staple that we do is called the talent show, and this started when we were very young, as far as like probably like 4 and 5 for me. And it started out as like real talent, like, okay, what can the little kids do? And like it turned into like playing a piano piece or a memorization thing. But basically, as we became adults, it has turned into the embarrassment show. So we try and think of like the stupidest things and we go perform them in front of all of our family while everyone records, and it goes up on Facebook the next day. So
This is recorded on video, right?
yeah,
Let's show
So
us.
we're gonna be able to see this.
Yeah, let's see what it is.
the
Show
next
us.
day or two?
I don't have it today. Other people were recording it, so I don't have it now.
No, but why don't you just like show us a little piece of it right now?
No, mine was with a group, so
Oh.
Just hit up his girlfriend. She'll show it to us here later.
she's in Michigan. So I've got
Called
everything
text
covered,
message.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Well, if she wasn't there, she doesn't have a video.
Yeah.
But she knows how to get a hold of it, I bet.
I'll just send you guys the link.
I want the people to see it.
We'll just drop it at the end of the.
There you go, yeah.
Watch till the end of the episode.
I just want a thumbnail of you in your underwear getting yelled at or something from like a weird talent show thing.
Well, okay, so you guys know who Bert Kreischer is, the comedian who does all his stand-up shirtless?
The Two Bears in a Cave?
Yeah.
The machine.
Yeah.
Scott would know if he saw him.
Okay. But he had a promo for his tour that he did like a year or two ago where he's dancing to a Post Malone song and he rips off like tearaway pants at the end. It's just him in a Speedo. And he's like overweight, like 240 to 260, like about my height. So, not like something flattering. But basically last year, my dad and I memorized like the dance that he did and we had tearaway pants. So in front of the family.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah. Like we go hard in the paint.
That's the next thumbnail.
Just a screenshot of that one right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are the pants?
I think they got torn, so I probably threw them away.
Bro, how'd you tear breakaway pants?
I forget what it was.
Don't they typically just have like the buttons on?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it if they're snapped together real good, then I grabbed the
material.
Let me guess, you were too aggressive.
No, that's never something I do. I'm the most peaceable person that you know.
Okay.
That was a good word. Yeah.
All right. Anything we're doing this weekend?
Just putting up the tree, all the Christmas stuff, just trying to get it all lined up, and then that's really about it.
Yeah.
I hope
This is the weekend of getting ready for Christmas. This is when you're allowed to get ready for Christmas.
Yeah, per HOA.
No, just per.
No, my
Human.
HOA, you can't put anything up after November 20th. I think.
No, because you live in that bougie area.
Before November 20th?
You can't do it till after November 20th. You can't do any type of decorations up.
Yeah, okay.
Well, when do you have to take down your Halloween decorations?
I don't have to do Halloween decorations up.
Well, just me in general, because.
I don't know.
All right.
That would be hilarious if they've got you can only have Halloween from October 1st to November 5th, and then you're allowed to do November 20th to January 1st for Christmas.
They'll
I'm
probably
sure there's
do.
some type of.
Because, we go trick-or-treating in the meadows, and they've got it.
Whoa.
Hollowed out.
Don't admit that you go to another neighborhood on
I was
camera.
like, don't talk about my neighborhood being bougie and then you want to go trick or treat.
Full size candy bars? What are we talking about here?
Well, that's what my friends, all their kids
King
are.
size candy bars.
They also have, some of the parents have margarita making stations too. You can
I
for
believe
the
that.
adults.
I believe that.
That's why you should go there.
Yeah, just shooters for the adults.
He did. We were passing out fireball shooters.
Yeah. Were the ones from Circle
Only
K that
to
are
the
15%?
adults.
Yeah. And we were IDing people.
And we had a liquor license too.
It was a donation, okay? It's a non-profit.
Yeah. Tomorrow I'm making, my family's got this recipe for bread that we've had for, I'm the 5th generation that's been doing it. And so my brother now has a kid, so she'll be the 6th, but we do it every year.
What kind of bread?
Good.
Good.
Technically it's I think it's an Eastern European recipe because we make it from scratch. And I forget the official name of it. It's like pashmina bread or something like that. So, but it's got a bunch of ground up walnuts as the walnuts, sugar, I think some egg as the filling. And so you roll everything out, spread the filling on the dough, roll everything up kind of like a long cinnamon roll, throw it in the oven, and then, bake it, take it out.
Why had you never brought any to the office?
Probably because we weren't as good of friends when we made it last time.
Dang.
It's
That's
good
true.
bread.
You
Yeah.
didn't really have any friends back then either.
Well, how many years have you got, son?
I was going to say, he threw it. He knows exactly what it tastes like.
Yeah, it's good bread. So he's had at least one.
Makes you feel any better. I didn't get one either, so
Yeah.
it's all good, Mason.
Yeah, family stuff. I want to finish my turbo kit. I want to get that done already. I keep saying to myself I'm going to finish it. And I just
Turbo kit for what?
my Miata.
Your Miata? You going through a midlife crisis?
No, this is my 8th Miata.
Really?
So he's on his 8th midlife crisis.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I think it's time for the Corvette.
Yeah, the Corvette needs to come. I need to get the turbo kit done so I can sell it for more than the Corvette's worth and then buy a Corvette.
There you go.
Inflation's crazy. I bought that car for $4,000. And it's probably worth about 12 or 15 when I get the turbo kit done.
Dang.
How
That
much is
never
turbo
happens.
kit?
The turbo kit was only, I think they're like $4,000 new.
Okay.
Yeah, but I didn't buy it new, thankfully. Offer up. No, wait. Facebook Marketplace.
I was
Yeah.
about to say that.
I was like, what car did you steal it off of?
Nah, no ones that I know.
All right. Well, let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sledgehammers in the Office podcast, where we celebrate the heavy hitters on the job site and in the office. Today, I'm joined by MasonOxendale. What are we drinking?
Whatever Scott has with Diet Coke.
Joseph Morris, who's drinking a Taco Bell Baja Blast. Scott Curtis, who's drinking...
We have Dr. Pepper and Disaronno.
Nice. So, Mason, Scott are our realtor representatives. Joe and I represent the construction industry. And, well, let's get into it. So,
Wait, the people want to know what you're drinking.
oh yeah, I always forget. The best chocolate milk there is, Shamrock. The whole milk. Don't get that shitty 1% skim bullshit. I don't feel strongly about that. Yeah. Anyways, something that we had planned on talking about was kind of wages that we're seeing. We'll kind of focus in on our state, Arizona. We'll take a look at what that looks like for... Nice. Mason's throwing things up for the people on audio. Mason's throwing things up in our notes right now. Wages to qualify for a house that we're seeing, and then some of the wages in the trades, just because for Joe and I, we run into a lot of people where they are super short on manpower to where they'll hire people and then fire them the first day on the job because, you know, drinking and working is a real thing.
I thought they go hand in hand.
You have to be good enough not to get caught.
Okay,
Yes.
fair.
Yeah.
You'll find a lot of empties on job sites. It's just all about who you didn't see drinking it.
Yeah. So, all right. Let's do the little statistics game, and then we'll go into opinions. Stop me whenever you want to. Trying to find median household income for a state is not easy because you've got some people who are saying that Arizona's median household income is $61,000. Some people saying it's $97,000, and basically everything in between. So the mid-range of that is right around $79,000 to $80,000. So I feel like that's a fair number, especially like the median incomes for Arizona has typically been thought of as lower, but especially in the last 2 years with a lot of businesses coming out here, we've seen a lot more six-figure jobs coming here, which has really helped out with the median income. And then jumping into what that would look like for qualification on a house, this is kind of more of a rule of thumb. We're not lenders, so we can't tell you what you qualify for, but if you're, let's see, you're going to take your $79,000 a year, divide that by 12, you get $6,590 a month. Multiply that by 0.45, that's going to be...
This is before taxes too, by the way.
Yes. That's going to be the max that usually they're going to let you borrow on your debt to income ratio. That brings you to about $2,963 per month. And like Mason said, that's pre-tax. So there's a lot of stipulations and some gray areas. So that's where we always say, talk to a lender. They're going to give you what you actually qualify for, because this also doesn't factor in any debts that you have currently.
A lot of other factors, yeah.
So, but basically this gives you a rough idea. If you were to buy a $400,000 house right now, 5% down, with no concessions, no buy downs, you're going to be looking pretty close to right in that range. So
400,000.
Yep.
That's about right.
Yeah. Thoughts?
Is that with today's 7 6-7% interest rate.
I think it was the 6.125 or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, I pulled it off Zillow the other day on their calculator that they had, and the percentage for the interest rate was like 6.125, and I was like, that was right based off of what we looked at. Oh yeah, we forgot to do our little stats sheet, but whatever. Thoughts? What are you seeing when you're talking to your clients as far as things of that nature?
The biggest thing is trying to figure out with these higher interest rates if your clients can actually afford a house. Because we're going to go over a couple different houses here in a minute and show you what a $200,000 house looks like. Because they just don't exist in Arizona anymore. So depending on the client's budget and stuff is actually really going to depend on if they can even afford a house right now.
And to that point, even it's the interest rates with it jumping a lot. That's screwed up a lot of that monthly payment that people go off of. Because the rule of thumb that I go off of is to keep your monthly payment the same, for every 1% interest rate you go up, you have to lower the purchase price by $30,000. And we're about right around 3% higher than we were a year ago.
Yeah, I just used the calculator that Heidi got us. Makes it easier.
Yeah. Well, do you want to share that calculator here?
I don't have it with me right now.
Then we're going to use the rule of thumbs.
Okay, that's fair.
Scott, thoughts?
No, I agree with Mason. It's pretty much just, is people's budget going to be, where they're at? Sorry, let me take that back. Is their budget going to work with the type of houses that are out there at those price points with the interest rates that are currently happening? So a lot of clients that I'm seeing, they're waiting until next year. Just end of story. Because holidays are around the corner. They're anticipating rates going, down from everything they're hearing about. And then I don't think a lot of people are educated to at the end of the day. That's where us as realtors need to come in place and kind of just let them know what's going on, what type of programs there are. The 2-1 buy down is pretty awesome that a lot of people don't know about. And I think if they actually reach out to lenders, they actually would be quite surprised on what they can't and can't afford.
Exactly, too. I mean, houses are only getting more expensive, too, so if your mortgage payment's not going to be where you desire it to be, it's higher than what it is, it's almost worth still buying it and then just maybe doing like what Scott talked about, a 2-1 buy down or doing a 2-year ARM to get that interest rate down a little bit, make it more affordable, and then just refinance when the interest rates go. There's 1,000 different ways to make it work. But again, it still depends on what your client's budget is, if it's even going to be possible.
All right, can you talk to us about a little bit what a 2-1 buy down is, kind of in rough terms, and then as far as the adjustable interest rate with what you guys are talking about? Because I know that for myself and then a lot of people, they watch or they hear anything about 2008, it was Armageddon because of adjustable rate mortgages. So basically, a lot of people are hearing you're just selling the same thing again.
Yeah, that could be a whole nother podcast though, with the whole 2008 versus today. What's going on with the different? They're different loans right now. The ARM loans it means an adjustable rate mortgage. So if you get a 2-year ARM, your mortgage rate for the first 2 years are going to be less, and then after the 2 years, it's going to be at whatever that market rate is.
But that's also within constraints, right?
Exactly.
So we can't shoot the interest rate to the moon and expect that, these people are going to pay the interest rate to the moon. There's guide or guardrails on all of this, right?
Exactly, and that's why when you talk to your local lender, they're going to tell you exactly what your interest rate is going to be for the first 2 years and what it's going to be when it's over after that 2 years. So, I mean, it's the scariest thing for most clients. For some reason, they get scared and don't want to talk to a lender about their finances and fight. Almost like they're scared of what they can and can't afford. But they're there to help you. They're not going to put you in anything that you don't that you don't understand or you can't afford. They're going to find the best possible solution to get you into the home.
A good lender, anyways, right?
Oh yeah, good local lender.
Yeah, they're not going to car salesman you. They're like, you can afford this. Then you're like, why did I get a $400 a month payment?
Yeah, just don't go online to find a lender. Just ask your realtor.
And by your realtor, you mean Mason or Scott, right?
Yes, MasonOxendale or Scott Curtis.
With what realty group?
Realty One.
There you go, buddy.
Because I think part of the big thing that people should remember, at least from the lenders that we've talked with, they're telling us that they're encouraging people even to go the adjustable rate mortgage route, because to your point, as far as if we're looking to say, depending on the household income, if they're going to be fighting that top end or dealing with that top end just to be able to get into a single family home, it's like, hey, if we can buy down that interest rate, even if it's for a shorter period of time, so that that's more affordable. The expectation, at least from what we're being told from a lot of people, is that that interest rate is going to come down in the next, like, the very optimistic is couple years. A lot of people are saying within the next probably 2 quarters, 3 quarters, stuff like that. So the idea would be buy that down, refi out of it into a 30-year fixed. So it's not even a permanent solution in regards to that adjustable rate mortgage and all that stuff.
Correct.
No. So, which, I don't know, I like seeing that our wages are going up in Arizona. The other side of that coin, though, is where Joe and I get to look at some of like the construction wages that we're seeing and how many people are having issues hiring people within the trades. Because I pulled the statistic that there's 450,000 construction jobs open right now across the U.S. Yeah. So
Wow.
when people talk about like, oh, like if there's people who are unemployed, it's like, we've got jobs for you, but they are shitty and they're not going to pay well. Joe and I were talking on Wednesday, and he was telling me, he's like, why would anyone, like, when you look at construction, why would anyone do it when you've got all the options available?
Yeah. Walmart, $18 an hour. It was it 17? You said?
Yes, 17.
Yeah.
Walmart pays 17 an hour.
Walmart pays 17 an hour. I think McDonald's is up in the 16, 17 range now.
That's for local Arizona.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but so Walmart, that's pulled off of their website.
the argument is that some people get paid even higher into like the 20 range, depending on a couple things, management mostly, but they don't let them get a full 40 hours. Now, I think that's kind of maybe not the truest thing, because you go to a lot of these places, they're pretty heavily understaffed, you know.
Yeah. You wonder why the Arizona education sucks. Just, I mean, these people are getting paid more than my wife, and she's a teacher.
Right. So like, and
Dude, I'm not gonna, like, when I was in high school, I was working at QT. I think I made more than my economics teacher. And I was an assistant manager.
That's the nuts.
which I feel like sucks, because we look around and you hear a lot of talking heads on, if it's in politics or on TV or whatever, and they're going to tell you that, oh, we need to raise the minimum wage. Like, it's for Arizona right now, it's at $12 an hour. It needs to go up to 15, and it needs to be that way across the whole country. And it's like, look, that's not the issue. Someone working at McDonald's flipping burgers does not need to be making $75,000 a year to be able to qualify for a house. That is a teenager's job. The problem that we really have is the wages for people who have jobs that contribute to society. The jobs, like, if it's in construction, no matter what you look at, it's like if you're doing windows and doors, if you're working framing, finished carpentry, plumbing, whatever it is, as the employee, if your average wage, let's see, where is it? I had it on there. It's like $40,000 a year. It's like,
That was page 3, wasn't it?
say again?
Was the notes page 3?
Yeah. This should be the page 3. But if it's $40,000 a year, and you know that basically you're looking at a $6,000 difference just by working at Walmart, do you really want to go put your body through the ringer to be able to do that? When in reality, it's you've got someone going, hello, welcome to Walmart. And obviously, yes, it's nice to be greeted, whatever, but it's a whole lot different when you're 12 foot up on a ladder going, it's a little windy today, boys. So,
Yeah, hanging Christmas lights.
yeah, but then also like even looking at looking at teachers, right? Like everyone says they care about teachers and education and all that stuff, and it's like, all right, but when you look at how much they get paid, it's dog shit, especially here in Arizona. I think we're 48th out of 50 for the states, if not lower.
Especially for a state with an income tax, too. Because you look at Washington with a much better education system, they don't have income tax. Like, where are they getting the money to pay their teachers? Versus what we, pay in taxes here just to see teachers not get paid anywhere near that amount.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like the teachers one, that's a lot of fuckery within the government as far as here's money and then it gets reallocated to different areas and it's like, you motherfuckers. Like that was supposed to be for the teachers.
Yeah.
But like I think in the end it's not the minimum wage that needs to be taken care of. It's the people who actually make a difference in our society, and that's the teachers. That's people who have a real job that they're not just doing something where it's like, hey, I'd rather not flip my own burger tonight.
So you're trying to get your wages a little higher with this podcast today, huh?
Yeah. So Shamrock Farms, if you want to sponsor us,
Yes.
save
He
me.
loves your milk.
It'll save
Chocolate
me
milk.
a lot of money on your chocolate milk for the amount of volume that I go through.
Yes.
I saw this on, it's a little off the rails a little bit. I believe it was on like TikTok or Instagram, where a guy got arrested and put in jail because he dressed up like a cow
Yeah.
and got quote unquote milked during a cow competition.
What?
I'll send it to you.
Okay, yeah. So mine needs to-
That was not a good costume either.
Well, you're talking about how you love chocolate milk, so figured it went hand in hand.
So you think he
Anyways.
wants to dress up like a cow?
Yeah.
We're suggesting we know a good way to get milked is all.
Or sponsored?
Yeah, not with this conversation.
Yeah, Shamrock, please.
They don't. Shamrock doesn't milk anyone that dresses up. So they they use real cows only, guys.
Good. That's a good company right there.
Yeah. I've been to their facility off the I-17. I've never seen a person there dressed up as a cow. Or they just did a really good job.
All right. Saw this headline today. Investor purchasing is down 30% in the U.S. And it's close to 50% in Arizona. This is an annual comparison from where we are, I think, in from third quarter of this year to third quarter of last year. Thoughts, surprises, basically what we thought it was.
Well, does investors that you kept including all like the iBuyers and stuff like that
Yep.
incorporated in them?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
That's
Redfin?
expected, honestly. They shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, they went hard in the paint with buying houses over the last couple of years.
Redfin took a big hit on that, I think. I don't think they're even buying houses anymore.
Zillow did too.
Yeah.
Zillow went out of business after I sold my house to them.
Killed them
Yeah, literally
on
did.
the one sale.
No, that was Mason, the open door, and
No, that wasn't
I
open
can't
door.
believe he did that. That was what?
That was like the last house that Zillow ever bought in Arizona.
Oh, it was the Zillow then.
Yeah.
Oh, you and I both then. Okay.
I thought you were open door.
I thought you were open door too.
You guys literally shut Zillow
there's an
down.
open door
Dude,
sign
I
in your
did.
front
I did.
yard.
Literally like 3 weeks
No,
after we
my
closed, like
house.
they declared bankruptcy. I was like, damn.
Oh, you got them that good?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my house I sold my house to open door because they're a bunch of idiots.
Right. Yeah.
But I sold
They're a bunch of
I sold the client's house to Zillow for like $100,000 over what investors were offering them.
That one. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That was ridiculous, dude.
Yeah,
Oh,
Listen,
yeah,
I'm saying they're gonna give you stupid money. You take stupid money and run. You
exactly. Go.
just don't even blink twice.
Yeah. Which the shitty thing for them is I went through and did a search of what is available on the MLS from 2 of the iBuyers that are left, and they have 10% of the active inventory right now. 60% of those homes have been on the market for 100 days or more.
The big question is, I don't even think that's all of their inventory either.
Probably not.
They're holding on to some.
Yeah. Which I know that Open Door, their stock price that has dropped like 90% in the last year too, just because they took such a hit on everything.
Yeah.
Which,
Didn't you invest in Open Door?
No, I am a partial owner because I wanted to see what was going on behind the scenes if I could. So
Okay.
I own a share.
You want to share? Okay.
Yep.
How red is that share? Hypothetically.
Very. I think I bought it at 7 and we're at 2.
Oh.
Ouch.
Yeah. So I don't know. Which the crazy thing is, I wanted to know, like, all right, is 60% a lot for right now in terms of 100 days on market? Because we know everything slowed down a lot. And if you were to look at everything cumulatively, it's 29% of what's available has been on the market for 100 days or more. But if you were to remove those homes, it's like 22%. So it's almost triple the rate that those investors have. Basically, that's over 3 months that you've got stuff just sitting.
Yeah, but these iBuyers too, they're knowingly overpricing their house just because they need to sell it there to make some money off of it, and then they just systematically lower it every couple weeks or a month.
Well, if you look at some of them, you can see that pattern. It's like every 2.5 weeks they drop it.
Yeah, so these iBuyer homes aren't in a good marker for what normal houses can sell for on the market.
Not at all.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but what, like, I think even we've seen as far as some of them, when we track them, like, hey, like, we know that we've been a part of some transactions to them, and then we watch to see, like, hey, like, are they making a good financial decision? And it seems like they're not, because you've got, what is it? OfferPad, everything over 40 days is dropping their prices by like $10,000 or more. Open Door, 50 plus days, they're dropping it by $5,000 or more, and a lot of them are more heavy on that $10,000 side. There was one of them from OfferPad that I saw. It was listed for $1 million. No, it's 1.1.
OfferPad, I didn't even know they bought houses that expensive.
They have one.
Oh, okay.
And it is now listed in like the $800,000 range. They're so hopefully they bought it for below what they're trying to sell it for now, but we know that they're losing a lot of money on a lot of these deals. Mm-hmm. So it's, I don't know.
Yeah, they're going away. They're not going away, they're hibernating for now.
Yeah.
So if you see any Open Door homes on the market for over 100 days, go put in a random offer, you might get it.
When you say random, you mean like extremely low?
Extremely low.
Extremely low.
How low? Are we talking 10% under?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking 30.
Like 15?
30,
yeah, I mean,
30K
minimum.
under. I mean,
We're gouging them.
why not? Why not? Because they're going to gouge you if they try and buy your house.
Fair.
At the same time, I mean, they're going to respond. They're an LLC. They're a company. They want your money, so give them a 30K under. They'll meet you halfway. Is it good enough for you? Who knows?
Exactly.
So, and then we're not even in inspection period either. So, I mean, you still get potential credits or whatever the heck's going on with that house. Because at the end of the day, you get under contract to the house. Their spuds, their disclosures are going to say we don't know anything about the house, knowing damn well they do. But we'll see.
Yeah, we definitely didn't see the AC leaking through the ceiling.
Even though there's a patch job, right?
Yeah.
It's wet.
Yeah, just repainted it.
Yeah, you can come check out the house. Just don't go in the attic. Yeah, we're working on something like that.
Yeah. Which is hilarious. They'll ask for credits on things that they never fix. But hey, good for them.
That's why you just do the same thing back to them.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, like I said, when they go to buy your house, you have a 2020 house. Your AC unit's a year old, 2 years old. What are they going to do, Mason?
Yeah.
What are they going to do?
Yeah, they're going to be like, oh, that's a $6,000 credit for an AC.
It's half the price of the damn unit to begin with. It's
Yeah.
like, it's brand new, dude. It still has its warranty.
Yeah. Don't worry. We're going to sell you a home warranty with it just in case.
Yeah. So.
Which thing to remember too, for if you're buying a home, the seller is the one who puts up the money for the commission. So contact a realtor. Don't feel like just because we said you might be able to go in and offer 30 grand below and they're going to incentivize you to, hey, just buy through our program. Talk to someone first.
Yeah, I'll go as low as you want. We'll lowball them.
It's all scenario based, pal.
Yeah.
Is there a limit to how many offers you can put into a house as a realtor when it comes right down to it?
You can't
What
be
do you
under
mean?
contract with two homes at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, no, hypothetically speaking, like you come in, you put an offer into a house, and they say no, you're smoking. Like, can you come back in like a week later? Is there like a period of time you have to wait before you put another offer in?
No, you can do it literally hours later.
Nice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the time if you're going low, you usually just do more of a go back and forth with the agent and try to get more of a oral agreement going before you write it, because that's a lot of paperwork.
Sounds like a pretty cool agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Verbal, pal.
What'd I say?
Oral.
I like that word better.
I do too.
To Mason's point, like with the iBuyers, like if you're throwing, you can throw as many offers in at them as you want, and usually they're not going to get like. You might have a bunch of people just, okay, here's a file, here's an offer, do we accept it or not? And it might be an automated system too. But when you're dealing with a person, as far as if I submit an offer to Scott going, hey, I know you've got a house listed at 1.1, we're willing to give you 700,000. And he's like, no, sorry, like my seller has said that we're not entertaining anything below.
No, they say kick rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was trying to do the polite.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not. Kick rocks.
Yeah. So, but then like you come back, 725, 750, like at a certain point, they just get pissed at you. And it's not just him who gets pissed at you, it's the seller who gets pissed at you. So that's where it makes sense to work with someone where it's like, hey, if we want to lowball the shit out of them, there's a way to do it by kind of talking to the agent with a verbal offer and saying, hey, is your seller going to be insulted by this type of an offer because this is what we're looking at on our end, and go from there.
Agreed.
So. All right. We want to get to our planned segment of the evening.
Let's do it.
I was going to say that's a lot of enthusiasm, boys.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh, that's
The
right.
excitement right here with this house, right from picture one.
Man. Look, it has ceiling fans. It's plural. It's multiple.
All right. So I think we mentioned it earlier as far as Arizona for a long time has been thought of as a place where you can buy a house pretty inexpensively. Good place to buy real estate just because the prices are so low. And we wanted to show you an example of what a $200,000 house looks like right now. And this was not pulled as a house that was 1 out of 100, and this was the shittiest one. This was what more came up. So we're going to just go through this one really quickly. And then we've got another one for you guys that we'll dive into a little bit more. But as always, Mason and Scott, they're going to give us their realtor's eye analysis on this. If the listing agent was one of their friends, what would they possibly say? Like, hey, here's something you might be able to do or adjust, things of that nature. How they would want to approach talking with a client in a similar situation to this person and go from there. So positives, negatives, and obviously this is a rough house, so we'll go from there. Exterior is pretty rough. Actually, for all the people listening, we'll have Joe and I go through, kind of do what we see on the outside with finishes so we can kind of get a good description of what's going on in there, and then we'll have you guys follow up with what you're looking at. So, Joe, let's go through this quickly so we're not burning too much time. Describe to the people what we're looking at.
It's rough. The river rocks are a cool addition. I hope they let those stay. I do see the AC unit in the top left corner of the house there, right next to that French door set. That's kind of interesting. Can you see down there on the right-hand side for the description? See remarks. I think that's the only AC unit in the house potentially.
They've got a roof pack. They've got some kind of roof package on top. That could be a swamp cooler.
Yeah, I think that very well could be a swamp cooler, if anything. Just a really, really weird block set window in the front. Just kind of interesting. 40s built, so you're going to see some stuff.
Interior kind of distressed flooring.
I don't know if there's a flooring in a couple of those rooms. And if that is, I don't know what kind of flooring. So that the photo with the ceiling fan on the left there,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that is on the ground there. It doesn't look like flooring. But there's baseboard. That's a surprise. There's that AC unit again, so we're looking at the inside of that room.
I think they're doing a lot of mini splits in this house.
Yeah. Looks like the cabinets are in there relatively well. Top right corner, you can kind of see that finish coming off where that brick is. Kind of interesting.
I feel like that's decorative, but I could be wrong. Or an attempt to be decorative.
Yeah. They got photos of the street to let you know exactly where it is. That's cool.
There's a corner missing off of the vanity. I don't know if that means that the door needs to swing right there.
Yeah.
Or
That weird block window is the bathroom. Okay, interesting.
Yep.
700 square feet. Not a lot to see here. Not a lot of terrible. Not a lot of great. Just an old house.
I feel like the interior actually looks a little better than the outside portrays it because stucco looks a little rough. Windows look old. Obviously, you've got the wall units. Gentlemen, how are you? Someone comes to you and says, hey, I'm the neighbor. I want to sell the house. You guys are the ones to do it. It's basically identical to this one. What are you telling them?
Hit him, Mason.
Well, first of all, you want to look and see what other houses look like in this area, because they're not all going to look the same, because there's no HOA and all that kind of stuff. So, I doubt that their house looks similar to this. This seems like one of a kind, a sore thumb in the neighborhood.
Basically, I'm trying to say, if you're the listing agent, without trying to tell the other listing agent how to do his
Yeah,
job.
I would try to go more off market. I mean, Scott pointed this out earlier. It's zoned R3, which means you can put multiple dwellings on it. So this would be a great investor project to probably tear it down and put some multiple dwellings on there, rent it out, or just put something new on there, because it's got, what is that, 11,000 square feet? It's got a good sized yard.
Yeah, quarter acre,
Mhm.
700 internal.
So I mean, like, it almost is like that's the direction I would push, because
Does this one have a driveway? I don't think it has
No.
a driveway.
No, I don't
it's
think
rocks.
either.
Yeah, I mean, it's already been on the market for 100 days. Like,
And I agree with Mason. I mean, at the end of the day, you're putting an MLS to get more eyes on it, but it's hard to say that, you know, this is going to actually attract somebody outside of an investor or someone that has deep pockets that can go in and either tear this thing down to the
Mhm.
studs and or even add to it. I mean, at the end of the day, I would probably just rip it down to the studs and start over and do a fourplex on it, something a little bit different, because God knows what's going on here beneath, the surface.
exactly. And you also just want to look at what are other kinds of houses in the area look like too. Because I mean, in the area, they're going for the high threes, 400,000.
Yeah, and it's so hard to tell too, because I mean, the lot's attractive. Obviously,
Mhm.
you have a lot of space to do whatever it is you want on there. It has the zoning, so you can do the multi-dwelling. If you look at the landscaping and everything, I mean, there's plenty of stuff that is appealing to this property. The mountain views, it's awesome. I'm trying to see like how to access this house, and it looks like a lot of back channels as far as like the driveway and how to get to and from. So I mean, that's not necessarily appealing, but I mean, it is pretty private for the most part. So anyone's gonna be out there, it's gonna be quiet, be able to have your own space to do whatever it is you need to. If it was a single family, if it was a multi-dwelling, then definitely someone can make some money off of 3 or 4 individuals in there.
Yeah, so
So
I mean,
here's-
the listing agent probably just has it on the MLS while she's trying to work some back channels,
Agreed.
off market deals.
Yeah, and if Open Door was still giving money for
Yeah.
these, she probably would have sold it to them already.
So weird thing I just noticed, in the right side of that first photo, you can see that big old propane tank. Do you figure that's the gas for the entire home? Is that something you guys would see a lot in that price range, especially built in the 40s where it's not hooked up to city gas?
It wouldn't shock me, honestly.
Yeah.
I've seen a bunch to where, like, even new construction homes, and you see the propane right outside. You're like, what's going on here? Oh, we just ran the gas line outside the kitchen
Yeah,
because we want a gas stove.
got it.
Yeah,
Okay,
it says
well,
it
that's
has
interesting.
Southwest gas, but who knows what it is. It does have evaporative cooling
Yeah.
and sealing, so that's it.
Any concerns with someone trying to qualify for this house?
Yeah.
Whole lot. Yep. So if you see here, I mean, in some of the details, it says that it's VA qualified. There's no way in hell it's VA qualified.
Why not?
There's so much stuff going on behind it. Like, with VA, there's so many restrictions as far as the condition of the home. It needs to meet certain requirements, termites, all that other fun stuff.
Yeah, you
so
can see wires hanging. I'm not sure what it is, but that's a red flag.
I'm sure there's paint peeling in here too, if I were to scroll through all these photos, but there's just so much going on to where there's no way in heck I can see a VA getting approved for this property.
Will VAs led on evaporative cooling?
I don't know.
I don't know who would want that in Arizona, but
Yeah,
I
but
think my
definitely not
grandma's house had that
FHA.
growing up.
What was that?
I think my grandma's house had that growing up.
The EVAP?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, VA, FHA, there's no way. This would strictly be a cash buyer to me, or conventional loan. Conventional will definitely approve this one.
If someone's FHA, VA, what are a couple things that they're looking for as far as to make sure a house is livable to pass that inspection?
We just hit it right there. Livable conditions,
yeah,
right?
make sure it
So-
looks like it's livable.
Yep. So make sure there's a roof on
So
it.
no
for one.
peeling paint.
No peeling
That
paint.
might have lead-based. So that'd be before 1978. Floors, no wires hanging out of anywhere.
Or,
Yep.
yeah,
Make
little-
sure there's
Basically-
no hole in the roof.
Basically, if it says investor, fix and flip, anything like that, move on.
yes.
Gotcha. Cool. All right, that's that one. Let's get to our next one. We wanted to kind of jump to the other end of the spectrum. That one's 200,000. We're gonna go just below 7 figures. This house is in Scottsdale, listed at $999,750. We're going to say $1 million to make our lives a whole lot easier. So, Joe, same thing. Let's try and be nice where there's nice things, and we'll just explain what we see. So, exterior, what do we got?
Big picture windows, really like that. That's good. Tall arch right there on the walkway. Good driveway size, 2-car garage. It looks really, really good from the outside. Corner house, love it. Big old pool with a hot tub in the corner, love that. It looks like there's plenty of room in the backyard, but it's all going to be for entertaining. It doesn't look like you're going to put a garage or any sort of storage out there. Good plants, all look healthy. Wood floor, it looks like solid. Good, solid front wood door. Stairs in the entryway, kind of interesting, but I like that. Chandelier, nice. Cabinets and countertops look new and good. Lighting
I
looks
would say, I wouldn't say new, because I feel like that's going to be, you can kind of look at kitchens sometimes and see the cabinetry that they have on there. If it's the, what is that, more of that golden type of wood look to it, that's going to be your 90s into early 2000s. This kind of says more,
yeah, about 1990s, so I believe that 100%.
yeah, this is more your, let's say, earlier 2000s. Stone countertop.
Yeah, stone floor in the kitchen. I think that's a little bit of a eyesore, pulling away from the hardwood, and looks like they've got a little bit of a threshold there. It's the only thing I don't like about this thing, as far as I can tell so far.
What do you think of
Glass block sets? Those are kind of weird, but not a problem necessarily.
which in the nice part about those being in a bathroom is it allows a lot of natural light in without allowing any visibility.
Yeah.
So garage.
Yeah, insulated garage doors. That's cool. Like to see that. Actually, it looks like they've got some sort of like matting down in the garage. Looks like someone uses that more for working out than parking cars. Carpet looks good.
Master bathroom.
Yeah, it looks nice. It's got the Jack and Jill counters, so that's good. Got the 2 sinks.
Walk-in shower, glass surround.
Yeah, but it looks like we're in the attic in that top right photo up there.
No, that's the closet. That's
Oh.
the master closet.
Dang. All right.
Oh, there we go. Aerial shot. That's basically it. So.
Love it.
Pretty nice, I'd say. As far as the thing that stands out in terms of finishes are going to be the bathrooms. You've got both bathrooms that are being featured. Look very recently updated. Walk-in showers, glass doors. Master bathroom has that glass surround, which I would say is typical for something in this price range and holds it there. All right, realtor side, what are we looking at?
Go ahead, Scott.
I mean, the house is beautiful, right? I mean, I look at it, I'm like, all right, cool. This house is gorgeous. It has, some nice finishes. The backyard is great, with the pool and the landscaping. The corner lot's awesome as well. I think for me the biggest thing is it worth $1 million? I don't know. Location. I mean, yes, location always screams, what the value is going to be for the house for the most part. In addition to the upgrades and what's kind of going on the inside, but I don't know. I don't think it's worth $1 million in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think this is like, if I were to pick this house up and put it down in, say, PV or push it over into Peoria, I don't see it going for $1 million.
Yeah, the square footage is pretty small too.
Yeah, it's only 2,200 square feet.
3 bed, 3 bath.
And then to me too, I mean, $1 million. I'm looking at some of these upgrades. Granted, Joe pointed out the flooring. I don't think it's that nice. For $1 million, I'm expecting a little bit more.
And I think to that point, as far as this house is clean. And
yes, 100, and that's why I say it's a beautiful
Right.
home. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's worth where it's currently at,
And I
price
think
point wise.
all of us have seen, as far as houses go, there's a difference between having a clean house and a luxurious house. And once you're starting to break that 7 figures, usually in people's minds, they're starting to cross over into that area. So we want to see a lot more of those updates.
Yeah, a clean house is going to sell in the, anything under 600,000-700,000. But once you get up to the 6 figures or 7 figures, people are being picky. Like $1 million home, there shouldn't be any transition pieces. It should be all one flooring.
Yep.
There's too many. There's the laminate flooring to the older 12 by 12 tiles in the kitchen. I mean, luxury homes, they're looking more at marble, stuff like that. I mean, you also have to look at comparable homes in the other neighborhood. Like I looked up another house in the neighborhood that sold 3 months ago for 1.1, I think it was. and it was way nicer, way more details. It had more character. It just had way more just like upgraded features. And when you're in the luxury market, that's what you're looking for.
Yeah. So, as far as when we're looking at this, and I think Joe, you'd be able to kind of speak to this pretty well too. Like, what are a couple things that I know we've mentioned the flooring? That's an easy one. That you would go in and say, hey, if I'm going to be running this project, and we're trying to just even increase the value, whether that's for the owner who's there right now, or for if someone decided, hey, we want to try and start flipping luxury homes, what are you doing? Because I look at this master bathroom, I probably look at that guest bathroom too and say, that's correct. What are some other areas that we could upgrade to say this warrants a over $1 million valuation?
You always want to start in the kitchen and the master bedroom / bathroom.
I look at some of the paint around the house in particular. Some of it stands out a little bit darker in some rooms where it's just on the wall. I feel like you could clean some of it up, make it look a little bit nicer. The arch in the master bedroom, I believe it is, you can kind of see it in the picture of the front of the house. It looks like it was built out for a window or something at some point, and they just never got around to it. That's kind of a little off-putting for me. I've always been kind of curious about something like that. And the fact that the master bedroom is directly above the garage, I think that's an interesting choice. I know that's not probably the first thing that comes to people's minds in the building garages or houses in general, but a lot of chemicals in garages typically that you don't want. What are we seeing there?
Which I was going to say,
Multi-slide.
you could do a multi-slide as far as your back door, because you could do tearing out part of the back part of the house to really do something that opens up that space with a lot of glass. And yes, it's going to be several $1,000s to do, but as far as the return that you would get off of doing something like that, it instantly just almost helps something jump up a tier. Yeah. As far as if you could even do, if you don't want to do a whole tear out and replace a window package, you could tear out that door and a few key other windows and really try and make a statement with things like that. Because like we said, you don't need to bulldoze the thing. A lot of it's clean. A lot of it looks good. But it's how do we get those statement pieces in that house?
The backyard, in particular, though, barbecue. You'd actually set up like a nice grilling station out there with a pizza oven, brick pizza oven, for the $1 million range, right? You're going to want that.
Yeah, another small thing that people don't realize until they see it is that baseboards.
Yeah, I'm a big baseboard guy.
If you get 3/4 inch baseboards and you upgrade them to an inch and a half, it's a game changer. It makes it look so much nicer. And then if you want to go just a cheaper route, a step above that, you put crown molding around, like especially in like the master bedroom or something like that. It just makes everything pop, and it's not going to cost you as much as it would to like break down walls and put like crazy stuff in there.
Yep. So I guess if we're to simplify it, we'd say redo the kitchen, just modernize some of the cabinetry, the stonework.
Yep. Throw backsplash.
That's the perfect word to use for this whole house. Modernize it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Baseboards, flooring, simple little things that you don't.
Yep.
They just everything in this house is what it was. When was it built? 1990s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, essentially, you're enhancing what this house already has at the end of the day.
It has
Again,
everything.
we're going back to, we're not ripping the house. It's a beautiful home, but you want to elevate it to the next step.
For that price, yeah.
So get the proper things in there, backsplash, different kinds of flooring, the backyard especially. There looks like there are cutouts, like little areas where a barbecue would look great in there,
Yeah. And that's something too, as far as if someone were to pick this up on our side, we could definitely tell them like, hey, if we feel like the comparables in the neighborhood say it's $1 million right now, if you want to instantly jump up your home's valuation, here's a couple of things that you can do. And one, you're going to love the new additions to your house. And two,
you might not want to sell it.
Yeah. All right.
But I feel like a multi-slide in particular, that would do that backyard a lot of good.
Yeah.
Because, if you scroll down a little bit, go down to like one of the backyard photos, and you can see this strip essentially that's just waiting. Okay, yeah, so that top left of that aerial view right there, dude, you can put so many things in there. You can do a nice little pergola over there.
Because I think this is where the patio walks out to.
Right. So you put that slider in there, and then you create what's going on right there. You put your barbecue, your pergola, do a fire pit. You could do so many nice things right there. And granted, the pool doesn't have any features or anything like that, compared to some of these other $1 million homes that you would see. But if it had a fountain or some type of feature going on in the
Which,
pool.
with
it'd be
3 beds,
great.
3 baths for this type of price range, you're not throwing a huge family in that pool anyways.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Or even a
Well,
slide or something, right?
That'd be dope.
At that point, I feel like you're taking like next level steps money wise, but
Yeah.
I
yeah.
mean, a year and a half ago, this was $1 million home.
Why was that?
last year.
Because people were paying stupid money
Exactly.
for stupid houses.
And I just
Yeah.
think that's part of some of the market right now is that people are still trying to get that high dollar. No matter, I mean, this isn't a knock to any real estate agents because sometimes you just have those clients that are like, no, I want it listed here, and you're like, okay, we'll list it here, but in this amount of time, this is where we need to drop the price down in order to sell it. So
Right.
people have those
Right.
unrealistic of what their houses are actually worth.
And I think that's starting to temper down a little bit too.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I have sellers right now that I'm working with, and I'm dreading going to them that week if we have no activity or what's going on. Because I mean, what's the common theme right now?
Yeah.
We're seeing 1, 2, maybe 4 showings in a month. For a house if it's priced correctly, if it looks good with photos. Because 9 times out of 10, what are other people doing? They're going to the Matterport. If they can do the virtual showing on there, then they don't have to step foot in the house whatsoever, especially if they're out of state. So, I don't know.
Yeah, try to get somebody in that state to walk the house though, because this isn't recent in memory. But I went to a house and the customer had some complaints about a smell. They were having come in, had some weird water coming in through a couple windows, and they were like, "What do we do? What do we do?"
Mm-hmm.
Got out there, walked the house. My coworker refused to go in the house because it smelled so bad. Well, I walk in and he's got water damage from the bottom of the windows all the way to the baseboard. And I flat out told the guy, I'm like, you should probably get your family out of this house right now. And it's something they've only been living in for like 2 or 3 months. And I think they were up in the $1 million mark in Cave Creek area.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
They had black mold so bad that
Oh, really?
you couldn't physically stay in the house without a mask on to cover up the scent. And they thought they were just like smelling something funny. It was mold 100%. I was like, you are unsafe here. Like, you need to be out of here. You need to knock this place down and rebuild it. Like, well, we just moved out here from California. We just bought the house. You're telling me I need to do all this stuff. I'm like, I'm not telling you have to do anything. You could get your stuff and like go to a hotel and live there and leave this house to rot for all I care. Don't be in here. This is dangerous. Like,
Yeah.
you have children in here. And they were, yada yada. Will we waive some kind of inspection or something of that nature?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was one of those, huh?
Yeah, they wanted to get in fast. They wanted to make it quick and dirty, and they paid the price. So I think they actually had to go back and remodel the house. And I suggested they go to somebody, and I recall something to the tune of $200,000 to $300,000 worth of work coming back to them.
Really?
Yeah, because it was.
Did you get a cut of that?
No, I got no money at that because I just did the inspection on just the problems they thought I was able to address. Because they thought if the water stopped coming in, the smell would go away. But I'm like, no, what you need to understand right now is you've got structural damage to wood. I can guarantee it. I'm not even going to poke a hole in that drywall because if I touch what's over there and I get sick from it, I'm going to be pretty upset. And I can almost guarantee that was going to happen. But the guy I was with at the time refused to be in the home, period. He's like, I'm not going in there. I can't stand the smell.
Mhm.
And yeah, I had to break that news to the homeowners. And they were like, yeah, we tried to run a couple nails and they just kind of went straight through the drywall. We were wondering.
There's something wrong.
Yeah, we walked away from that one. I think the builder that took on the work had their hands full for a little while. We're talking like probably
Especially-
hazmat suit.
especially with mold remediation.
Yeah.
What I always say too, if anyone's buying out of state, regardless if you're doing the FaceTime showings or whatnot, or the virtual showings, still fly out for your inspection.
Yeah.
And never waive your freaking inspection.
Don't wave it, shorten it.
Yeah, shorten it. Even when I was, doing those deals where we were being super aggressive, did you ever waive the inspection? Never, right? What did you put in there? You put, we'll take the house as is. Meaning, we're going to do our inspection, we're going to look at
just
everything,
not
and if
gonna-
we feel comfortable with it, we'll take it. But we're just not going to take it because we don't know what the heck's going on.
Yeah, you still need your inspection.
Of
You're not
course.
going to ask for anything, but
Yep.
get your inspection done.
Because at the end of the day, what's that tiny little line at the end of the Binzer? If you waive your inspection, we're not liable because
No.
we're telling you don't waive your inspection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whatever you want to do here, we'll do it, but just know you're taking on all this risk if things like that happen with mold or structural damage or whatever the heck's going on in that house.
Yeah.
So
And in a normal market, sellers will usually know that and kind of take care of it ahead of time. But
Yep.
the market that we were in, people didn't do anything. I even told them, don't do anything to your house. People are going to buy it. So nobody fixed up anything. Hopefully they didn't know about the mold and didn't not disclose it.
It had to have been transparent. The leaks were coming from the ceiling, windows. This house was a show. And whoever came in to try to fix it initially when they were flipping it, they covered up some things in a pretty interesting manner. They used painter's caulking on the exterior of the house to seal up the perimeter of the windows and some of the doors and stuff. and they used quite a bit of caulking on a lot of places. So
Yes.
they knew that water was coming in, and they sold it in that condition because they knew somebody would come in and buy it for the money they were asking. Like you guys are saying, don't fix
Yeah.
it, and they
Yeah.
did it to them. They sold
We're
the
not-
house like that.
Which, from a seller and a listing agent standpoint, okay.
Yeah, makes
But
sense.
from a buyer agent standpoint,
Negligence.
you know, we're not pros when it comes to inspection and everything, but if it's a parent, you know, you're going to work on the best behalf of your client. Say, hey, you know, there's kind of something going on here. I would recommend not doing this, or putting some type of contingency in the offer to
Exactly.
ensure, like, you're getting this thing looked at.
It's like, don't diagnose it. Just
'Cause
tell them
the-
something's wrong.
Yeah, they fully got taken advantage of.
Oh yeah.
So, and their buyer agent didn't represent them in the best.
Or a lot of Californians too. They just went with the list. They would call and ask for the listing agents. So the listing agent
Yeah.
probably.
So they can get that leg up and get the house.
Exactly,
of course.
Cool. All right. Well, we've crossed the hour mark, so we'll probably start winding this thing down.
Just do it.
Sweet.
All right. Anything that you want to plug? Any socials that you want to drop, Mason?
Nope. Just follow me on Instagram. That's usually where I'm at MasonOxendale.
Joe?
Yeah, search it there, or search it _ there on Instagram. I don't really post anything but car stuff, but you're more than welcome to come look at
Search it there, like search it where though.
it. Yeah, search it _ there on Instagram.
Okay, cool.
I mean, you know, I'm not a big social media guy, which I know I need to get on top a little bit more. But yeah, Instagram @CurtisAzRealtor. So
Cool.
feel free to follow.
All right. I'm Thaddeus Klaus. Sledgehammers in the office. We're taking care of people in their houses, connecting them with real estate professionals and construction professionals. Yeah. You can follow us or follow me at ThadAzRealty for what we're doing in real estate, at SITO building _ for what we're doing in construction. Until next time, hope your hammer stays accurate, your Wi-Fi fast, and you work blessed. See you, everybody.
Deuces.